Had you joined the American Physics Society when
Yes.
you were?
Yes, I was a member of the American Physical Society, not a member of IEEE throughout my student career.
Right. Since you were a physics student, that's not surprising.
Right. So one day I was walking down the hall in my laboratory, and a friend who's still a good friend, in fact, I got an email from him this morning, coincidentally, stops me in the hallway. His name is Arthur Bellazzo, and he eventually became a president of the IEEE Ultrasonics, Spheroids, and Frequency Control Society, of which I too was a president.
Right.
And when I was president, finishing my term, I talked to Art about considering that he too should be a president because he was very well known in the field and an outstanding researcher. And eventually did run for president and got elected. So Art stopped me in the hallway and said, "Hey, John," I says, "Are you familiar with the Ultrasonic Symposium?" I said, "No." He says, "Well, the Ultrasonic Symposium is looking for somebody with your specialty and for the program committee. The Ultrasonic Symposium is the major conference in ultrasonics, and they could use somebody whose specialty is resonators." So he asked me if I'm interested. I said, "Well, what's involved?" He says, "Well, you go to 2 meetings a year. The first is a planning meeting, and the second one is for evaluating the papers that are submitted. And you get to see the papers first before anybody else because you are one of those who make a judgment as to whether a paper is acceptable or not." So he convinced me that this was a good thing to do, and I said, "Yes, I'll be happy to serve if I get appointed." So he went back to the chairman of the committee and recommended me, and I got appointed. And that's how I became a member of the program committee. And because I was a member of an IEEE symposium program committee, I felt obligated that I should join the IEEE. So I joined the IEEE at that point.
I also noted in looking over the things you sent me that you presented a paper in '72 at the Symposium on Frequency Control.
Right.
So that's a different symposium. Now that's ultrasonic.
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty quickly you're involved in 2 different sections.
Well, at that time I was not active in the frequency control symposium.
Right.
I became very quickly active because my boss was active. My boss at the time was active, and he asked me to help him with several things, and I got more and more involved. And eventually I got to be on the program committee of the frequency control symposium also. And at one point, I forget who it was, somebody came up to me and said, "Well, how would you like to run for the ADCOM, the administrative committee of the society, the Ultrasonic UFFC Society, Ultrasonics, Spheroids." In those days, it was just the Ultrasonics Society.
Oh, I think still a professional group.
Professional group
on sonics and ultrasonics.
Right.
Right.
That was before my time, actually. So I became a candidate for the ADCOM and got elected. So I served my term, then I got off the ADCOM, and then somebody asked me again if I would run again. I guess they had a shortage of people to run for the ADCOM, or maybe they liked what I did on the ADCOM. So I served 2 terms on the ADCOM, and during my second term, somebody came up to me, and actually it was Jan Brown, who was well known in IEEE circles because she had served.
And still is.
She still is. She's very active in IEEE. Jan Brown came up to me during the break at one of the meetings, and just out of the clear blue, she said, "So John, how would you like to be president of UFFC Society?" And I said, "Whoa, where did this come from?" And she says, "Well, I'd like to nominate you for president. If I nominate you, and would you be willing to run?" So I said, "Sure, I'd be honored to run." So she nominated me. I got elected. So I became president of UFFC Society.